Hello and welcome back to the Harrogate Town Career mode within FIFA 21 here on Dexterity Box. Now, if you haven't watched the last episode, go and watch it because there will be full spoilers any second now for where we are. And where we are is League 1. We are now in League 1, promoted from League 2 in our first season. We have got a squad to build on here. We've already got what I would consider to be quite a solid League 1 squad. However, we do have some of our older players on the decline, our up front two, things like that. Boyce might be someone we ship out, might be someone we keep as rotation. 66 overall is okay, but we are going to look at the future and what we can do. We've got this Hassan on the bench, the centre-back. We've also got Raglan, who is going to come in and be our captain because Williams, unfortunately, looks like he's going to be on the decline, and I think we've got to start thinking about the future. Benching your previous captain's a bold move, but Raglan is younger and will see us out for a couple of years more. I think the likes of our midfield, Kirby, we've got Newell as well to maybe come in here, but Riddington, we've got a strong midfield. We might add to it a little bit more, but I'm quite happy with it so far. I think we're going to push Irigidi out to right back because he's not progressing as a centre-back as much as I'd like, so we'll see if he does any better at right back. Constantly looking for new players. It's still probably going to be free transfers. We'll see how we do there. Maybe some fees. We haven't spent much money so far. And the objectives, they don't look too difficult. The youth development one is a thing that's medium. There's the brand exposure that's medium as well. You can see we've got no continental. Domestic, they're not even expecting us to stay up by the looks of it. And financially, it's one of those where we just need to try and make some profit on our youth players. And to do that, we're going to develop the players in our youth academy. I spend quite a bit of time doing this because we've got a massive youth academy. Harrogate Town's youth academy could be one of the best in the world if we keep building it. Adebayo Akinfenwa, can we convert him into something that's going to stop this decline at age 39? Probably not, unfortunately. Donnelly's one of our youths that is going to go out on loan. I don't really want him to be sold, though, because 60 overall, he's only 17. I just want him to go out and get some loan time. He's our Irish lad. Fiola, however, I will sell for the right money. He's come to us, he's performed well, but he's not a necessity, so to speak. If we can get the money for him at 31 years old, that's what I'm thinking. Cash out on him while we still can. We are a selling club still, as I said. Brad Smith is the same at left back. If we can get $1.5 million, that's life-changing money, club-changing money at League 1 level. Josh Knight appears to be a free agent that would be a perfect fit for us at our level. 66 overall, 23 years old. Recently become a free agent. I could see him competing for a spot. I try and get him in on rotation, but important, that's fair enough, to be fair. We've already got, as I said, a strong midfielder, but if we can bring him in on a decent wage, 3 years, important player, he will fight his way in there, and he takes just over $3,000 to come to Harrogate, and that'll be decent. I see that we can't really put him in straight away, but we will see over the course of the season how he develops. I looked at Scott Pollock, as you guys asked me to. It's not happening, I'm afraid. Our first competitive match is against Wigan, and it is a loss. This could be a long season if it carries on like that. Wigan are a good side, though, so don't be too disheartened there. We're going to also have to do something about our goalkeeping situation. As you can see in that match, our first-choice goalkeeper has picked up an injury, which is not what you want. I also looked at Courtney Senior. It's Edward gave a comment, one of the few comments on the video, actually. Usually overloaded with suggestions, but I do think we are covered for now, but he's someone I'm going to keep an eye on because his pace is rapid. He might be decent for us in the future. Against Luton, can we get a good result? I think a 1-1 draw is a good result. Second match in League 1, we get a point, we pick our first point up. Maybe it'll be a bit more of a positive season than I was thinking. El Mohammadi on the downswing of his career, 33 years old, established. Can we bring him in? Let's try and bring him in. Apparently, he's not willing to drop to League 1. He's only 70 overall. Fair enough, but it looks like we're going to lose Brad Smith here because we've agreed to sell him for 1.7 million to Brentford, so we're going to have to look at a replacement for him. We've already got a left back ready to go in there, but this Mundell Smith, young, 21, 61 overall, agrees to come in on rotation. I think this could be a player we develop, young, English, so local. We can keep him and we can develop him. Andy has joined us, so he is a good option to have at left back for us. I think that's some decent business there. We actually get our first win in League 1 against Tranmere Rovers. Irigidi gets a goal from right back. Doing something right. This is a message I keep getting from the captain. Like, I'm not happy with stuff. The squad's a bit concerned. Why are you concerned? Makes no sense. Charlton do beat us though, so it is looking like it could be a bottom of the table season, especially when we go for the big sim. As you can see here, valiantly we fought at home and lose 3-2 to Gillingham. It's not been the best. Should we try and even bring Kieran Westwood in here? I need a keeper quick. Kieran Westwood is 36. He'll have to drop the leagues. He can't drop even to League One apparently. It's not for his skills. I don't understand. You're an injury-prone keeper, Westwood. Just come and play, for Christ's sake. So we end up looking at James Shea. I'm going to shortlist him because we might be able to get him on a cheap. Been transfer listed and his deal is expiring. Gary Medine has also been transfer listed. This is what I'm looking at. Transfer listed players now. Gary Medine's got League One experience. We'll keep an eye on him. I do look through more players. Obviously, potential loans, things like that. We do that all the way through the season and we lose 2-0 to Peterborough. So it's not going well. We do need to reinforce that keeper position. James Shea is the one I'm going to go for because I reckon we can get him for around 400k. We're going to offer 400k off the bat. We need it quick. 30 years old. I could have probably got him for a lot less, but hopefully he takes a decent deal. He's going to be our number one. We'll look at getting a younger keeper in, maybe in January, maybe for next season. We just need somebody who can come in between the sticks now and start building with us. He'll take important, which is good because we can rotate if we need to. 2 years. He wants 1.7k, which I'm more than happy to do. Decent signing. Actually really good for us. Carlton Morris, someone I'm trying to bring in on loan here. I hate the loan system on this game. I'm not going to lie. You try to do anything, you either offend them or the player just doesn't come. They don't end up moving on loan. So because that's not happening, let's go in for Gary Medine. 31 years old. Used to score for fun in League One. Might be an option to replace Akinfenwa for us. They want a player deal. I don't really want that. I want to keep Connor Hall about. He's one of the original Harrogate players, obviously. If we pay around 500k for him, I'll be happy for it. We're going to offer 525, see if he accepts it. They're still sticking at 650. Blackpool, you transfer listed him for Christ's sake. 600 maybe? 600 we met there. He wants important. 2 years. It's a bit of a risk. Don't get me wrong, this one's a little bit of a risk, but we need a striker for League One. Maybe he'll fire the goals. You never know. He's got commentary. He's got all that. Maybe the game sees him as a viable striker. We're also going to try and bring in this right back from Wolves. It's a difficult one. Again, even if you get them to agree to the loan, they hardly ever come. And I'll be honest, we get them to agree to it here and refuses the loan. He's 62 overall. Our squad is better than him. And he still won't join us. It's ridiculous. Let's see if we can do any better against Bradford this time. Can we pick up a result? We need it. No, we cannot. This is not great so far. This could be a rough season. Transfer deadline day, and I realise how much we probably need to replace fullbacks that we have been getting rid of. So Jack Grimmer, I'm going to trigger his release clause. They won't sell him. 1.9 million. This is what is defined in the industry as a panic buy. So we're going to go for someone who I think, we've not scouted him, but I'm pretty certain he's decent. So if we can get him for around 3k, we will pay Harrogate Town's record signing for him and just hope he is decent. Let's have a look. He is actually decent. 68 overall. He becomes one of our best players. Not a bad bit of business that. We got promoted. I'm allowed to do a panic buy. Let's skip forward. Let's get into the bulk of the season now. I do keep jumping in to change scout reports, to look at youth players, things like that, make sure things aren't setting on fire. But I do notice, as we come up to November, that Connor Wickham's been released. And he's 69 overall, looking for a club. He's not worth that much. His pace is for League One. I reckon we bring in Connor Wickham because in the game, his stats are League One stats. Now, they are top-end League One, lower-end Championship. I'm quite happy to give him $5,500 a week with his experience to try and rejuvenate his career and get fire in for Harrogate. So we've got Wickham and Jackson up front now. And we are looking decent, especially with those additions we made last season on the freeze. And we've got another one here, Grant Ward. I want more options on the wing for free. Grant Ward being released. Same situation here, that you can get some really good frees. It's a lot more of a realistic free market on FIFA 21. And Grant Ward is an example of that here. We've found him. We've brought him in. Decent one. Nathan Thompson, right back. We've got even more cover at fullback now, because obviously we brought the lad in from Wickham. But if we can bring somebody in just to cover, just in case we get any injuries, because injuries are an issue. And Irigidi, I'm not trusting him at 61 overall. He's not growing. as fast as I want him to grow. So our squad is upper of 68, sort of, we're around 66 to 68. I think that's decent for League One. We need to kick on. We pick up some more positive results there by the looks of it, so hopefully by January it's looking decent. Liam Boyce wants a new deal. I'm happy to keep him on as rotation just for another year, and he seems happy to do that. So it's just a case of even lowering his wage, which is ideal for us. Tom Walker is one that we have brought through the ranks as well. He's actually come on more than I thought he would at 66, so he's someone we're going to keep around. We lose to Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. It's no big deal, but look at us in January. Oh dear. We're 18th. Yeah, this is a season where you learn how to adapt to a league, I guess we could say. But let's have a look at how we can improve next season, maybe? There's still half a season to go, but we're going to look towards next season, and the first thing we're going to do is try and bring in Joe Wildsmith. Important player. He's 66 overall as a goalkeeper. He's 26. He's not getting used at Wednesday. Let's try and bring him in. Innes is somebody we're going to try and bring in now because he's a free. He's a centre-back. He's played around these leagues. He wants a 3-year deal. I'm happy to do that at 26. 65 would actually be one of our better centre-backs as well. So, because we've gone for full-backs, I need to shore up this defence because clearly something's going wrong in the defence. Just those couple of deals in January could make all the difference. Charlie Raglan is saying the same things the last captain was. They're not too happy about stuff. But if we can put a decent centre-back next to him. Also, we're probably going to have issues with Miller. He's probably going to want off because apparently he's wanted a new contract and all that. And the thing about Sim to Glory is you often miss some of that. You don't get the notification. So he's probably going to moan about it. And the sad day comes when Akinfenwa will be leaving us at the end of the season, unfortunately, on a free. But he's going to be 40 years old. Offers coming in from Tom Walker. I want to keep hold of him. Let's just see how the rest of the season plays out now. Mashing through these dates. I just hope we stay up and I hope we can sort of solidify. And that's looking likely. We've got one more game to play, but we are 11th. There's a chance we could get 10th here. So from near relegation, we've pushed on with a chance of top 10 at the end of the season. So now we've just got to do a little bit of admin. As I said, there might be issues with Miller. It appears that he's transfer listed. I've tried to give him new contracts. Loads of stuff like that. He's 70 overall. You can see why he wants out at League One level. If we can get that sort of money, I'd want like 2.6 to 2.8 million for him with a tiny little sell on because he's only 22. He obviously came in from a swap deal last season for one of our youngsters. I think he's not settled here. It's been one of those deals where he's not really settled here, but 2.8 million, a 2% sell on for us will be massive for us for the next window, and I'm going to keep an eye on players. Maybe bring somebody in at the end of this season. We'll see what happens. Last match of the season, though, is against Luton Town. Can we finish it positively? It's a 0-0. That might be enough. That might be enough to put us in 10th, and it is. 67 points. 10th, Harrogate Town. Not too bad. Let's have a look at how the players have come along. So James Shea has gone up 1 to 66. Elliot Parrish, 31 years old, on the decline. I'm glad we're bringing Wildsmith in. He's gone down 2 to 60. Pernan, he's one we need to look at changing as well. He's down 1 to 64, 30 years old. Mundell Smith there, we brought him in. He's gone up to 63 already. Left back, centre back, 14 appearances, not too shabby. Charlie Raglan, 66 overall. Might be our captain still next season. We'll see if we can bring him better with leadership. Ashley Williams, however, is definitely not going to be our captain. -4, 62, the perfect season to bring him out. Iragidi up 1 to 61. He's made 12 appearances overall, so maybe that's been a bit of it, but his development plan's not really working. We might have to see about him. I really wanted to build him through, but it's not happening. However, Hassan, who's come through our youth academy, maybe he's one we're going to struggle to keep hold of. 65, 18 years old. One of our youth starters this. He's either going to make us some money or definitely be pushing for a starting position next season. Connor Hall, somebody we inherited, stayed the same. Innes has stayed the same at 65. Made 14 appearances for us, though, so he's been ever-present since coming in. Next up is Jack Grimmer. He has been our panic buy. He's not changed. He's still 68 overall, so maybe he's had a so-so season. Thompson, -1 to 66, 31 years old. Probably someone we look to ship out. We brought him in temporarily, sort of a 6-month deal. Riddington, he's also not had a great season. This one's confused me. I'm not happy with that. -1 to 64. Tom Walker, however, surprised me. Up 3 to 67. We'll be pushing for the start next season. Josh Knight, Maybe this is why Riddington's not done that well. Up 4 to 70 at 24 years old. And Connor Kirby is 69, up 4 as well. They have to be our centre midfield pairing. What quality we have got in that midfield with those two fairly young players. Newell's gone up to 67 as well, 29 years old, so he is going to be the one that's on the bench. Riddington's probably going to go. Grant Ward, another one that can play right mid and centre mid. He's been playing a right mid for us, 69 overall. Miller, as we said, up 4 to 70, but he's going to be off. We have sold him. Who are we going to replace him with? Maybe our own youth player, because he has had a successful loan spell. Irish, 70 overall, left wing, right wing. I think we've found our replacement, boys, and he has come through our academy. He's going to be starting for us next season if we don't get a massive offer for him. Perfect timing, really, because I didn't want to have to spend a lot to replace Miller. Decent business. Jody Jones up 2 to 68. He's obviously been sharing the right wing duties with our other lad that we brought in, Ward. Jackson up front, one we brought in on a free at the start of this season. Up 3 to 69 overall. Still going to be leading our line next to Connor Wickham, who has not pitched in that well with the goals, 6 goals. He joined us in like November though, so he's not on the decline. We'll keep him. Sad to see the decline of Akinfenwa, -4 to 57, 40 years old. He's off to Accrington. I hope he does very well there. He's still in the game. That's a positive. Gary Medine, risk might not have paid off, -2 to 64 overall. So luckily we have got players that are in Wickham and Jackson that can lead that line and maybe bring someone else in. Jose, somebody we're going to be looking to replace. And Boyce is also on the decline, but we're going to keep him for rotation. So it's definitely going to be a case of getting rid of a couple of strikers, bringing a couple in next season. We're going to start with the centre-back, though, because I want to do this before next season, bring somebody who's nearer 70, 31 overall, from Birmingham, available on a free. Probably captain material. We'll see what happens. I think he's got the leadership trait, so that would be great. 4.5k from Birmingham on a free will be a decent one for us. But that is the place. 67 points. 10th. We were only, 8 points from challenging for playoffs? So we've come from being 18th in January to 10th and 8 points off the playoffs. So I reckon we add to this side a little bit. Next season, it could be our one. I don't think he's got the leadership trait, actually. So maybe we reconsider this. But I'm not going to bring anybody else in today. You guys can comment who you think I should bring in for another League One campaign. Anybody that might be decent, let me know in the comments. But for now, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all those things, and keep watching right here on Dexterity Box.